On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily. Will He Ever Be Ready to Commit? By Melissa Josue of melissathelovecoach.com. Dear Melissa, I just recently broke up with a guy. I was dating an amazing man. He's not yet divorced, separated nearly a year and a half with 2 kids. I'm divorced a year and separated years. I've been seeing him for 10 great weeks. He's become distant and has said that he's not ready for a commitment. I've totally fallen in love with him and I'm devastated. Will he change his mind? I don't think he will, as he said he wanted to remain my friend. I'm also thinking that it's me he doesn't really want to be with. Heartbroken. Dear Heartbroken, thanks for reaching out. I really feel you. It's hard when you're in love with someone and they don't feel the same way back. What is commitment in dating and relationships? I know it's really difficult when, after 2.5 months of being in a relationship, he pulls away. Sometimes it starts as a whirlwind romance, a connection unlike you or he has ever experienced before. But then he gets distant. Maybe he stops being responsive to text messages and phone calls. Maybe he starts flaking out on date nights at the last minute. Or maybe his mood changes and he's just not the same person that he was. However it plays out in your relationship, it's an unfortunate sign that he got involved with you before he really figured out what he wants. Or maybe he does know what he wants, but he doesn't know how or was scared to communicate it in a way that is really honest and forthcoming about what his intentions were. The bottom line is that he got involved when he wasn't ready for a new relationship. He wasn't clear with himself and with you about what he really wanted. He eventually decided that he doesn't want to be in a committed relationship at this time. At the end of the day, commitment is a choice, and it comes with a very clear attitude and actions. It's the decision to be all in. And it's a decision that arrives only when there's been a lot of conscious forethought. We don't typically decide to commit to someone without really thinking it through and getting really clear if that's the right path for us. And yes, we have to date and get to know someone for a while before we decide to make a commitment. But in the ideal scenario, his decision and realization that he wasn't ready would have come much earlier, and he would have been forthcoming with his uncertainty about commitment much earlier, instead of breaking it to you after you've already become deeply emotionally bonded and in love. I teach people in my program how to be highly conscious in their relationships, ideally before they get into relationships, so that they can really set themselves up for relationship success and protect themselves from being devastated while still dating and getting to know someone. The important thing is to figure out, what do you need and require in order to have a fulfilling relationship? And then when you're dating, really see if he aligns with and can support your needs and relationship requirements. Will he change his mind? There's no real way to accurately predict this. The truth is, he might change his mind if he chooses to. As you mentioned, he said he would like to remain friends with you, which might be his way of saying that he doesn't want a romantic relationship with you, he just wants a friendship. And if he's not making strides toward deepening your relationship, or doing the work necessary so that he can become emotionally available to deepen his relationship with you, it doesn't sound likely that he will change his mind anytime soon. But his relationship readiness and desire for a commitment are not within your control. So, you can't predict with certainty when or if he will want to be in a relationship with you. The only person you have control over is yourself. But wondering and hoping if he'll change his mind can really do a number on your self-esteem and your spirit, because you can't control the outcome, and it can lead to feeling hopeless and disempowered. Whenever we base our success on something outside of our own inner resources, on something that we cannot control, we set ourselves up for failure. So, I would encourage you during this time of feeling heartbroken to turn inward and focus on you and tune into what love and nourishment you can give to yourself. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel loss. These are all normal feelings when we're heartbroken. But don't blame yourself in the least for the choices that he made. If he's choosing not to be in a romantic relationship with you, it can be really easy to blame yourself for not doing or not being something that might have gotten him to stay. And then sometimes, if you let it, your mind can mistakenly interpret his choice to mean something about who you are as a person or your worthiness to be loved. It's a huge trap, because just like when we're waiting for someone to change, when we start to blame ourselves for the behavior and choices of other people, we erode our sense of self and our sense of power. We end up letting other people determine our worthiness for love. Why this breakup feels so devastating and what to do now. I notice you use some really strong words. Totally in love, devastated, heartbroken. I've been there. Loving someone so much that when they didn't love me back, I felt absolutely crushed. And it made me crazy for a while. It was hard to crawl out of. I've wondered why some people bounce back from breakups while others really struggle with the pain. Often, it's the difference between love and attachment. A breakup can feel particularly devastating for some people because they not only feel like they're losing a boyfriend, but they also feel like they're losing part of themselves. It wasn't until I really started working on myself and studying relationships that I realized, in retrospect, that my pain and my struggle with getting over him was in large part due to an unhealthy attachment to the relationship. So, I would encourage you to ask yourself, what about this breakup is particularly painful and devastating? What thoughts are coming up? Journaling is great for this kind of self-reflection. And also ask yourself, what do you need in order to heal? And then finally, what do you need in order to feel nurtured and empowered? You just listened to the post titled, Will He Ever Be Ready to Commit? By Melissa Josue of melissathelovecoach.com.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS.
At Sierra, you'll always find apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. But right now, it's clearance time, so you can save even more on everything you need to get active and outside. Visit your local Sierra store today.
And thanks so much to Melissa today for sharing this Q&A from her site. I always like sharing Q&As. Melissa does a lot of them. Our other contributors, Evan Mark Katz and Adina Sokoloff, do them a lot as well. And I think they're really great because we are constantly put in positions to help or offer guidance to loved ones when they come to us with these types of questions or others. But we often don't know how to respond, thinking that we need to be an expert at the problem at hand. But we really don't. We can instead know and focus on how to bring the best out of people and give them space, which Melissa does nicely here. Notice how she gives her asker permission to feel her feelings and acknowledge her feelings. And then she ends with a set of self-reflection questions. So these two things are much, much more impactful than offering deliberate advice. And we can always offer them to people in need. We don't have to be experts. See, this way, they can build their own answers, thereby coming to conclusions that they're much more likely to stick with and believe in, as opposed to following a set of instructions provided by someone else. But that starts with what we saw today, allowing our feelings and self-reflecting from there. So, well done by Melissa. I hope you all took note of it, as this is something that you can all bring to your lives anytime somebody that you know or care for comes to you with a problem. It is time to get going, though, everyone. So I thank you for being here today and listening all the way through. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for more, where your optimal life awaits.